What's up, everybody? Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in live to do a fun podcast live stream. We're going to do episode 31, reaching over 20,000 downloads. I'm super excited and honored that you've been following along with me. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. So we're going to jump right into the podcast. I'm going to get this bad boy set up and we're going to rock and roll. Now, if you're watching this live, put 1 in the comments. If you're watching the replay, put 2. If you're new and you've never seen my videos before or my podcast even, put new in the comments. I'm live streaming this on Instagram. It'll premiere on Facebook on my business page, and of course be recorded on the iPad, on my podcast, which is on multiple platforms such as iTunes, Spotify, Anchor, all that good stuff. Okay, so give me 1 second. We'll go ahead and get the recording started. Welcome everyone to the Goal Digger Girls podcast, where we talk about crushing your goals and creating the life of your dreams. I'm Kimberly Olson, your host, and today we are going to talk about crushing it when it comes to your income for 2019. Now, if you're like most people, we have our New Year's resolutions and we start thinking about how 2018 went. We start thinking about what we want to have different in our lives, and top of the list is always money, because let's face it, money doesn't buy us happiness, but it sure does help. It allows us to do the things that we want to do. You know, if you have a family like me, or you're a mompreneur, an entrepreneur, or even if you work a 9 to 5, the reason why we have those jobs is, yes, of course, we want to do something and make a difference, but we want to also be able to provide for our family, want a place to live, be able to have just the basic things of life, be able to travel, and be able to give as well. And in order to do those things, you need money. So when I start doing work with people, I realize that most people like myself have a lot of money blocks. And if you don't take the time to work through those money blocks and understand how they actually work, they're just going to perpetually keep showing up for you. So you'll find yourself earning more money and then spending it all. You'll find yourself coming into some good fortune and blowing it all away. This is why they find the average millionaire, or I shouldn't say millionaire. The studies have shown that when somebody becomes a millionaire from winning the lotto, for example, within 2 years, they are either at exactly where they were before or even lower, because they went on that high, right? And they blew all their money and then they reached bankruptcy. Why is that? It's because they had these old limiting beliefs. They had these certain behaviors, certain relationship with money that really isn't serving them. So we're going to talk about some tips that I have for you to help you crush it when it comes to your income for 2019. 2018 by far has been my biggest income year ever. I don't know what my final numbers are, and I'm definitely not going to be sharing them publicly, but I've at least doubled my income over last year, which is a huge jump, right? Like most people would be happy to increase by 10%, right? So what can you do to really raise that number? So I'm going to give you guys some tips that have really helped me. The first one, tip number 1, is you want to smash your old limiting beliefs. There's a really good book called Get Rich Lucky, BITCH. You guys always hear me talking about it, by Denise DT. She's incredible, and she does the coaching on it, which is awesome. And I've learned a lot from her. I've also learned from people who teach on tapping and different things to really get clear on what your blocks are. So old limiting beliefs are all the things that we have carried with us our whole life. So I want you to pretend you have a backpack on that you've been wearing since you were a little kid and old enough to even know what anything was when it comes to money. Maybe you were a little kid and your friend invited you to go to the arcade, and you asked your parents for money to go with your friend, and your parents said, "What do you think I am, a bank? No." Or, "Do you think money grows on trees?" No. And so with that little kid, you have that backpack on and you put that belief in your backpack and you think, oh, well, I guess money isn't plentiful. I guess money isn't abundant. I guess when you see your parents working hard, which is what I grew up with in a single family household, bacon wrapped strawberries, I know who you are and it's super excited to see you on here. But when I would think about money, I remember my mom working tirelessly to support my brother and I. Okay, that's all this woman did was work. She was the most hardworking person, and she never bought things for herself. She always made sure we had what we needed to get to be taken care of. So I equated having money to working really hard. And as you guys know, I work a lot, and it's something that I still have to watch and be mindful of, because for me, even if I'm reaching my income goals, which I am, I still think I have to keep working really hard to keep that money, instead of allowing it to come into my life or say, no, I've set some systems in place, I've got this, right? Because in my old limiting belief backpack, working really, really hard means that's what it takes to have money. So that's an old limiting belief. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have a conversation with the old limiting beliefs, the money. Get out a journal, and all you have to do is just think about, it can be helpful to start when you were young, and some of the examples I just shared, you can start with that. Or when it comes to money, buying your first car, going to college, maybe you put your wedding on a credit card. What are the feelings that you have when it comes to money? What is the programming that you have when it comes to money? Okay, when you were growing up or in college or post-college, you're getting out into the workforce. What do you believe when it comes to money? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think that it's a tool? Do you think that it's going to help you? Is it stressful to you? Okay. I've even heard people will write a story to money. Okay. Dear money, I love you. I think you're great, but you do stress me out. And they'll actually have a conversation with money. It might seem weird, you guys, but what other than an intimate relationship with your spouse and taking care of your kids, what other relationship could be more important than your relationship with money? Okay. If you don't have a good relationship with it, it can cause a lot of stress. We got into almost 6 figures of debt. Okay. I know what it feels like to finance vehicles and just put things on credit cards. We cashed in my 401k when I was laid off and let go from my job when I was 8.5 months pregnant. Like, I know what it feels like to lay awake at night wondering, I'm not really sure where we're going to get money to pay for our mortgage next month. Like, that's scary when you have little kids at home, right? So the relationship you have with money is really, really important. Okay. So your first step is you're going to break through those old limiting beliefs. You're going to figure out what they are, and you're going to speak the truth. So if you grew up with money doesn't grow on trees, you can write about that. I grew up that, my dad always said money didn't grow on trees, for example, just making this up, and say, but you know what? I'm realizing that the universe is abundant, and I have more than I need to live comfortably and give abundantly. And you can just reframe that and write a new statement. The next tip that I want to give you guys is to speak a new story about money. So what I do every single morning is I either listen to a money mindset, some kind of a guided visualization, or more of like a affirmations over and over again with different statements around money, and I repeat them out loud. So it's guided, which means somebody else has recorded this and I'm just listening to it and following along. And it will be things such as, I am a money magnet. Money is abundant. Money comes to me in unexpected ways. Okay. I always have enough money to take care of my needs. All of my bills and expenses are paid for. Okay. My money continues to expand and grow every single day. Just over and over all of these. And I listen to 10 minutes straight of it and I repeat it out loud. And the goal is to feel good about it, right? To step into that place of it being real and feeling abundant. Okay. So you can write down in present tense affirmation style, I have money. I'm a money magnet. Money always comes to me. Money is good. Okay. I have a whole list of different things I do for money. I'll try to find it for you guys really quick while I'm writing it. While I'm recording this, I can't find it. Okay. Well, I did a video on it. You guys can go find it on my Facebook page. I did it 2 weeks ago about attracting money and how to get more money into your life. And I gave you a whole list of things I do every single day. I listen to books on money. I write affirmations. I speak it into existence. Okay. Whenever I get something for free. So we had something that was given to us instead of having to pay it. They're like, oh, we're just going to cover it. You don't have to pay it. And I was so thankful. I thank the universe. I'm like, thank you for giving that to us. So I consider that a way of receiving, even though it wasn't dollars, I didn't have to end up paying that money out. Okay. If you get an unexpected discount, we went Christmas shopping at Target, and when we checked out, I was like, holy cow, pretty much everything in our cart was like going to Kohl's. You know how at the checkout, it's just magically way less than what you thought you were going to pay. That's what it was like. And I was like, thank you so much, universe, for giving us these discounts. This is awesome. If you bless the penny, then you are going to be more open to receiving the thousands or the tens of thousands. Okay. It's taking care of those little things, and also being responsible with your money, being a good steward of your money. That's something. I'm a spender. They were just talking about this in church yesterday. Everybody has an innate way. They're either a saver or a spender by nature, and I'm a spender. And so I grew up where my parents were divorced, so we didn't see my dad that much. But when he either was working and making great money or he was laid off. And so when he was making great money, he would spoil us. So I grew up where spending meant love. So he would buy us, he bought me this big, huge 3-story Barbie house for no reason. He bought, a new bike. Halloween was always like we had the best costume, right? And then there wouldn't be anything for a really long time. So I grew up where money is a good thing, right? It's a love language. So I'm a spender by nature. So I've had to learn to have a budget for our personal lives and my business. I've had to learn to go, do I need to spend that money? And make the decision to spend the money, not just blow the money and feel regretful, okay? So part of this is being a good steward with your money, okay? Really, really important. So you wanna visualize it, okay? You wanna feel really good about the money coming to your life. Close your eyes and just think, oh, I just love all this money. I love opening my bank account and seeing the numbers. I love getting my paycheck and seeing that this number has grown, okay? So you have to kind of fake it till you make it, but you guys trust me, it totally works. And the last thing is I want you to be really aware of how you are handling your money and how you are speaking about money and the people you're hanging around. Your income is on average, it's the average of your 5 closest friends, and it doesn't have to just be like you and your husband's, the other couple that you guys always hang out with, or your parents. It's your 5 closest people that you spend the most time with. So it could be a business partner, it could be a mentor, it could be, if you're network marketing, it could be your upline. How much money is your upline making? So it's not about money per se, but if you want to make 6 figures and your upline isn't making 6 figures, you're going to want to go find some mentors that are. You're going to want to go hang out with the people who are going on the vacations. They are living debt free. They are traveling like you want to travel, because when you hang around those people, you tell your subconscious mind that this is real and it's normal and that I can have that too. If you're not going and test driving the car that you really want and you don't know what it feels like to be behind the wheel, it's really hard for your subconscious mind to believe that that's possible. So really pay attention to the things you're doing on a daily basis. Go to Victoria's Secret and get the new bra. Can I get an amen? Whenever you have kids, suddenly you're like buying clothes for them every 6 months because they grow so fast, but we don't buy new socks for ourselves even though we work out all the time. Like, those things make a difference. They tell the universe if you prioritize yourself or not, okay? So really pay attention to who you're hanging around with. Get yourself into a mastermind or start hanging with some people who are making the kind of money that you want to make if money is really something that you need to work on. Let's just put it this way. It's not about making the money. It's about feeling good about the relationship you have with money and being taken care of, okay? You can sleep better at night. You're able to give, whenever you want to, you guys. It's the most freeing, best feeling ever if you see somebody in need that you can just write a check and you don't have to think twice about it, okay? So that's your homework, is to get clear on your beliefs, smash those money blocks, write your affirmations out, and then ultimately get some new friends. If that's what it takes for you to, up your game when it comes to the energy aligned with your money, then that's what you need to do. So to wrap up this podcast, I'll give you guys some updates. If you're listening to the replay, you can always go to my website, thegoaldiggergirl.com/programs, and you'll see what I currently have going on. But right now we're releasing my printables. And I shouldn't say my printables. The 2019 Goal Digger Girl Gang printables will be available this week. Christy Doley and I have been working our booties off making these. We wanted to put together printable planners so you can customize it that works specifically for those that are in network marketing or really intentional about building their business on social media. So they're proactively reaching out to people. And they want to post on social media. They want to have a spot for prospects. They want to have a place to follow up. They want to have a place to brain dump and just write down their ideas. They want to set their goals. And also all the other stuff, the mindset pieces, keeping your business organized. Where do you put down your mileage? All that stuff. So we just put together every single thing that we wished was in a planner, and we made our own. So if you want the planner, if you haven't got on the wait list yet, just put planner in the comments. If you're on Instagram, I'll get a message and I'll get you guys the link for it. But that'll be on my website too. I'll post a link in the show notes depending on when you're listening to this so you guys can order your own. And then I have a free class later this week on the 8 apps you can't live without if you want to crush it on social media. So just put class in the comments and I will also get you guys hooked up for that. That will be a free class. I'm taking 200 people for that. And I think I'm at about 75 registered. So we still have some new spots for that. And Rhonda, just message me if you don't mind, and then I'll drop you into the group, and there's information in there because that'll just be easier. Instagram's like a black hole when it comes to my messages. Okay, I see a lot of people saying class on Instagram, so I will make it a point to go check my Instagram messages so you guys don't lose out on that. But come follow me on Facebook if you're on Instagram. You can find me at The Goal Digger Girl, and obviously my name is Kimberly Olson. You can also follow me. I'm maxed out on friends, but just hit the follow button. All right, guys. So for those listening to the podcast, thank you so much for listening. Until next time, go out there and crush your goals and create the life of your dreams. Uh-oh. I always forget to hardwire in, and then it says some of the audio is lost. So if you listen to the podcast, my apologies if the audio isn't incredible. I'm going to have to upgrade all my my sound equipment when 2019 comes, right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching and following along. I appreciate it. Go check out my podcast. It's called The Goal Digger Girl. Like I said, you can find it on iTunes, Spotify, all kinds of places. I'd appreciate the support as well. And I'll see you guys later. My notifications keep popping up. Have a great rest of the week. I'll see you guys later. Bye.